Guys, what's up? Welcome back into the channel. Happy Friday to everyone out there. Just before we jump into the video, I just want to say something real quick. Life's precious, man. Life's precious. Rest in peace, Johnny Gaudreau. Heard about the news yesterday as we're filming this. Yeah, it's crazy. Life's crazy, man. Kind of really opened my eyes a little bit to enjoy every day. Every day's, a blessing on this earth. So, with that being said, guys, I know your time is valuable. I appreciate you spending it with me here every Friday. And yeah, watching my videos. With that being said, if you don't know who I am, if you're new here, my name is Brendan Perlini, aka Bubs. I played in the NHL from 2016 all the way to 2022. Make videos. I kind of do this as a hobby now. I'm still active. I'm still playing. Current professional hockey player. But if you are new here, hit that subscribe button. You're automatically going to be entered into a giveaway at 20K, 20,000 subscribers. I'm going to give away this signed stick. I used it during my NHL career, and yeah. Guys, with that being said, today I'm going to do a Q&A episode. I put out a thing on the internet, so people on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, they set aside questions for me. They asked me some questions. Went through, skimmed through some, circled a bunch of questions. So let's jump on in. All right, guys, first question today comes from Izia Lopez 1118. Who was your favorite teammate while down in Bakersfield, and a story of them? Our team at Bakersfield had a lot of really good guys. Shout out Bugsy Malone, Adam Cracknell, Shalsey, Espo. We had a ton of guys. I don't even know who the heck my favorite teammate was. Skinner, he was a great guy. Played a ton of golf. I'll single out this guy. I played a ton of golf. Michael Kessler, plays in Arizona, Utah now, I guess. We played a ton of golf together. Pretty much every day after practice, boom, straight to the course, me and him. So we had some great battles on the course. I don't really know if there's a big story about him or whatever, but I guess I'll shout out this one to him. I just thought of this. He went and got fitted off the road. When we were on the road, he went and got fitted for new irons. And he wanted me to come with him. I didn't end up going with him to get them, but pretty good golfer, was at the time about a 10 handicap or so. And wanted to become better, so he wanted new clubs. The clubs they ended up sending him, his irons were, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, pretty much for beginners. And when he got them, he was hitting these moon balls, and the guys always used to joke like his ball would touch the moon before it came back down onto the green. So that's kind of a funny story that I just thought of Kess. Shout out to him. He's been one of kind of like an active guy who really wants to actually be a part of my videos. So maybe one day we'll do a golf episode, me against Kess. Okay, this question comes from Wild Skateboarder, love that name, on Instagram. What is it like seeing yourself as a playable character in the NHL video games? This is a good question, because I played the NHL video games growing up like crazy. Like, played them all. I probably stopped around 2013, 14-ish. But from NHL 2000 up, played them every single year. When I first got into the video game, I just remember it being like really, really cool. And then over the years, like, because I didn't play the games, I played FIFA and stuff, I like lost touch, and you didn't even really realize, I guess, I was in the video game until this year. Like, somebody really close to me reminded me of like, hey, like, you're in a video game, man. How cool is that? Like, and they really sort of gave me a kick in the backside, and was like, hey, like, that's a really cool thing. So I take a lot of pride in that now. Like, I think that's really cool, is like, I'm in video games and played them so much growing up, still do to this day. So that's a cool thing. Thanks for the question. All right, on to the next one. This is from Professor Bazile 710. What did you do with all the hats after your hat trick? I'm assuming he's talking about my NHL hat trick with the Chicago Blackhawks pop-up. What did I do with all the hats? Number one, I don't even remember. it was fedora night #1. St. Patrick's Day fedoras were thrown onto the ice. So probably would have had about 15,000 of the same hats. I think we got them here. Me motioning to someone behind the camera. I think we got like a bunch of hats here. I know somewhere we got a bunch of hats of those. Yeah, most of the guys, like sometimes guys root through them and stuff. I always thought it was a little bit, you know, like, yeah, I guess it's cool in a way to keep them, but I always thought it was a little bit gross. Like you're getting some old guy's greasy hat or something, you know. I don't want to be wearing that around, but yeah, I don't really know what guys kind of do with them. You hear some guys keep them, some guys don't. I was never really bothered, but I always kept the stick. I didn't even really care about the pucks and stuff. They ended up like, they do give you the pucks, but the stick was always a special one that I score with, so I keep the sticks. If this one comes from Jake_4, if you could start an NHL team right now, who would you sign and what would be your name? If I could start an NHL team right now, I would sign my brother, and they would be called, off the top of my head, the In-Betweeners. How about that? So I would first sign in would be my brother, playing for a brand new NHL franchise located out of Hawaii called the In-Betweeners. That's my team right there, top of my head. All right, let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, I like this one. RSM0413. Will you be in CM Punk's corner when he faces Seth Rollins down the road? I don't know. Shout out CM Punk. Get me involved with the WWE, man. I'll come. I'll be your corner guy. I'll walk out with you. I'll do whatever I got to do to distract him, and we'll get the win. But I know who that is. That's Ryan. Shout out Ryan. This is a quick little story for who asked the question. Last year I went to Carolina Hurricanes camp on a PTO. I flew in about a week early beforehand. I didn't have a car, obviously staying in a hotel and stuff. I go to the rink, I Ubered to the rink. We practice, we do our stuff, and then when I was going to leave, I wanted to go to a car rental company, but was trying to get an Uber, couldn't get one. I ended up running into this guy, Ryan, who, shout out to him again, who asked the question. And he ended up just saying, hey man, where are you going? I'll give you a ride and stuff. And really realized I'll pop up the selfie of me and him in the car together. Really good guy. People in North Carolina, shout out to them because they're awesome, really nice people. But yeah, man, thanks for the question. Okay guys, from JackStat3785, we have best underrated players you've seen. Now, I'm a bit biased because I think like a lot of my friends and stuff, I always think are underrated, or you see, you know, the best of them, especially like how nice of people they are and stuff like that. I'm gonna go off the top of my head. Mario Kempe, Ilya Lyubushkin, really underrated players, great guys. Like Kemp's, I'll pop up a video of him doing a full freaking spinorama with the puck on his stick. It was incredible. Like the skill on him and stuff. Bush, the nicest guy ever. So like plays so hard and stuff. And I'll end it with Kooks. Shout out to Kooks, Slater Cuckoo, man. Me and him were good buddies too, and extremely underrated player. Like just solid, really good guy, team guy, like so great in the locker room. Me and him sat beside each other, we go for dinner a lot. So yeah, I'd say those three guys. At Connor Jacobs asks, what is the process? Well, actually he asked about 20 questions, but I'm picking this one from it. So what is the process for choosing a jersey number? Honestly, it's not really like, there's not much to it. Depends, I mean, who you are. If you're a new sign-in, if you're being traded there, like anything to do with already in the NHL, you can pretty much get any number you want that's not retired or someone's not wearing it or something. And all that happens really is the the trainer, you talk to the trainer. He texts you, he said, hey, what number are you interested in wearing? And that's about it. I'll run you through the process of in Edmonton, of me picking a number in Edmonton. Basically, when I signed there 2-3 years ago now in the summer, the trainer had texted me over. He said, hey, what numbers are you interested in? I said 11's retired, correct? He said, yep, Messier. I said, you know, I kind of went through a few numbers with him of like what would be okay or not okay to wear, just in terms of like, I don't know if other guys, young guys had it. Sometimes their first round pick, they give it away, but it's not on roster, right? So, yeah, I kind of went through, and funny enough, I actually, what I ended up doing was, you can customize your own jersey, right? If a fan is going to buy a jersey, you go onto the internet, and this was the first time I'd done it, but because I'd always worn 11, I wore 29 a couple times, I wanted something different. I actually wanted number 96, but I wore that in Switzerland, but McDavid is 97. So I just thought, I don't want to wear it. It's way too close to him. So I was looking at a few numbers. I was looking at like 86. I was looking at 81, 42, 55. I was looking at like a bunch of numbers like that. And I ended up going onto their NHL website, and I made like my own jersey as if like to order. So I seen visually Perlini 42. And then I'm like, oh, I really, really like that. And I did that with a bunch of ones, like 81 didn't look right. Because sometimes numbers don't look right on certain jerseys. I will say that. Like I always felt, I'll pop up, when I wore number 9 with Arizona, it looked like lonely on the back. It was just a single digit. It just didn't really, I felt like it didn't fit me right. So I kind of did that to see what I would like, and that's how I picked 42. Next question from Elite Eklund 7272. Favorite restaurant in downtown Chicago? Oh, there's a lot of restaurants to pick from. Straight off the top of my head, Trivoli Tavern, Adelina, Arrivederci. Man, pasta there. Can't go wrong with those two. Shout out to those two. I'll just go with those. At JD200_. If you could compete in any Summer Olympic sport, what would it be? Question mark. Other than golf. That's boring, he says. If I could compete in anything, you know what? These days, I'm big into like surfing, skateboarding. I'll go with surfing. I'd love to give it a good rip. And I don't know if you guys seen this year, but there was a giant whale that jumped, like the girl was literally surfing, the whale jumped in behind. I'll try and find the picture and pop it up for you guys, but man, it's so cool. I'll go for that. If we're going more traditional though, of like, you know, back in the day sort of Olympic thing, what's that called with the pole when you
Pole vault.
Pole vault. I would do that.
Summer Olympics?
Yeah. All right, at dude/TZ3EZ. What a name. What was it like playing with Tony DeAngelo? Question mark. I'm pretty sure you played with him in Arizona, and I've heard some things about him over the years, so I'm curious what your thoughts are about him. Tony is unbelievable. Honestly, one of the best guys, one of the best teammates, still a friend to this day. Like, just a good dude, man. Honestly, like,
you lived with him too.
I lived with Tony. We lived together for our first year, well, my first year pro, and our first year together in Arizona. Just a solid guy, man. Like, I think he gets a little bit of flack because he tells it how it is. Like, he's very black or white, but I really like that because you always know where you stand from him. If he doesn't like you, he's gonna tell you, and if he loves you, he's gonna tell you. And he's just a really good dude. Honestly, I think there's a lot of stuff out there. Even, I mean, shout out to Ho-Sang, like, you know, Josh Ho-Sang. I played with Sanger, one of the nicest guys ever. Really hope both of those guys are doing well. Sometimes they're maybe looped into the same category. They've caught a little bit of flack in certain things, but you can't even listen. I don't judge someone unless I know them for how they've treated me, and those guys have treated me with nothing but respect, and they've been honestly two really good friends of mine. So he's awesome. Hopefully that answers your question. At Yadowing, your opinion on autograph collectors. I know some players try to avoid them. But this is a kind of a funny one, really, because I had a really close friend of mine when I played for, I'm not even gonna say who it is, but I seen them sort of like, they got really frustrated and mad with some autograph seekers and stuff, and I asked why, and he said, oh man, they're trying, I'm not gonna let them make money off me, and they're trying to make money off me and stuff. My whole opinion on it was like, dude, if you can make money off selling my cards, go for it, man. That's awesome. Good for you. Like, you know, this is America. Like right now I'm in Canada, but in America, land of the free, man, opportunity. Like
That's America, right there.
that's America right over there. That's the land of the free over there. Not right here. That's the land of the free.
We can actually see it from here.
Yeah, I'm trying to swim back over there. But no, honestly, that's what I always saw. American dream, man. Make a living off, dude, I'm doing YouTube right now, you know what I mean? So whether it's you selling trading cards or whatever, I mean, I understand to an extent if a person is like violating your space and coming, you know, into his hotel room to get the autograph, yeah, okay, like, you know, ease up on it. But to me, I met some great people along the way. I mean, Mom behind the camera, she was buying coffees for most of them in Edmonton. They were standing out there in the cold. Remember that?
Yep.
Yeah. So I think that, you know, go for it, man.
Why not?
Yeah, go for it. At Scout8424, during free agency, how do you get in contact with NHL GMs, and how do GMs get in contact with you, the player and your agent? If a team is interested in signing you, how do you find out? So most of the process is run through your agent. He sort of makes the rounds during the summer, talks to a whole bunch of teams, sees who's interested, who's not, whatever. This is the little bit of the kicker, though. Agents seem to have different, let's just call it favoritism towards teams. Maybe they have a better relationship with these set of teams or those set of teams. And a lot of times you'll see certain guys from the same agency sign in the same pocket of teams because they have a better relationship there. That's what I had a particular guy, which he was actually well connected with Edmonton. And so we, you know, there was a big connection there. And then it was like the next year, should we do that again? And so yeah, it's very, very interesting. I will tell you a quick story though. Last year, I went through this. A lot of times, you're living and dying by this thing right here, waiting for a phone call from the agent of what's good, what's bad. Last year, I mean, the last few years, and this is a tip for everyone out there watching, you know, no matter what sort of job or stuff they want to go through, take it into your own hands. Last year, I identified 15 teams that I thought would be a good set for me. I sent out 3 letters per team, GM, assistant GM, and the other assistant GM or someone else within the office. So somebody was receiving those letters, and I didn't get a lot of feedback from it. I did get some though, personally, like emailing and reaching out to me, hey, that's great, you know, we don't have an opportunity for you here, but I really respect that, blah, 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 you're taking it into your own hands. So, hey man, throw darts, like, you know, throw darts, go for it, shoot, because why not? Yeah, it's like the old saying, if you want something done, do it yourself, you know? So that's for that. Couple other good ones in here. What was your least favorite NHL arena to play in? Question mark. Who had the worst visitors locker room? Love the channel, keep it up. Thank you at Odafinity2244. Odafinity. What was my least favorite NHL arena? Oh. Okay, I'll give you a couple different ones. Not so much, I don't think there was one where it was like, oh, I hate this building, but arenas I didn't typically play in like very well. I didn't play very well in Winnipeg. I love the ice there, but it always seemed like their team was like smothering you and you had no space. And I don't know, I just never really had success in Winnipeg when we play there. Another area, I got injured a few times in Madison Square Garden. I really like the Garden. It's history like crazy, but man, I got injured like 2-3 times there. So The Garden kind of had my number. But places that I loved, I will say this, places that I loved, Staples Center, now is Crypto or whatever, loved it. You always see celebrities and stuff around there. Places I played really well. I mean, I love playing in Chicago, number one, too. Where else did I love playing? Toronto. Toronto was a good one. Played really well in Minnesota. So yeah, those are some cool ones. Let's see, we're getting down to the last few questions here. Okay, here's a good one. 31R Chan says, what's your favorite wrestling match of all time? That's a great question. Favorite wrestling match, man. Obviously, you guys know, yeah, I'm a big CM Punk guy. CM Punk, John Cena, 2011 Money in the Bank. Like, it's hard to... yeah, I will say Money in the Bank 2011, Cena, Punk walks out with the title out of the building. Like, I legitimately thought when I was watching that back in the day, like he was left, like he was leaving with that title. And I still think that's like one of the best storylines and stuff. That's probably one of my my favorite wrestling matches of all time for sure. Let's see, last couple questions here. Oh, this is a good one. Sadiq_106. How often do players leave the bench to take a dump during the an NHL game? I don't know. I mean, I don't know how often.
We were just talking about this.
Yeah, I don't know how often it would happen. Like, I'm not keeping track of who's dumping and who's not, you know? But I will say, the one that's more like vivid to what I did was during my draft year in Niagara in the OHL. I remember we started the game, we were like 2 shifts in, like 17-minute mark. And I was like, man, my stomach is like dying. So luckily our locker room's right there, boom. I had to go so bad, I left. And I swear to God, shout out to Graham Knott, because he ended up taking my shift on the ice and he scored his first career OHL goal because of that. So I don't even know if he would know that, but I left the ice and yeah, that's the shit right there. But yeah, I don't know, that's a little story for you. So hopefully that answers a little bit of the question. Your favorite play that you made in the NHL? Ooh, I don't know if there's one particular play. You know what's an extremely underrated one that sticks out to me is, I think it was my second or third ever NHL goal. I think it was my second. I scored in Minnesota and I got tripped up and I literally shot the puck like in the air as I'm falling, and it went boom, bar, like back bar. It was a really, really nice goal. Like shielded the puck from like Eric Stahl or somebody like that, and I as I was falling, I roofed it. I'll obviously pop up the video so you guys are watching that, but I think that was an extremely like underrated one that that I think about. There's one, you know, I scored an end-to-ender against Vegas that was, you know, it sticks out to me too. Yeah, those are some. Now let's see, let's pick one more question. All right, this is a good last question to finish on. Just flicked through and found one that I liked. At Hawks-IF8TP. What are your future goals with hockey and YouTube? Question mark. What does it look like moving forward? Guys, I think I sort of explained last week what my future looks like a little bit in terms of hockey. Like, I'm waiting right now. I'm waiting in the weeds. A lot of self-discovery to come before I feel comfortable enough to jump back into the game right now. I have some stuff that I want to do, you know? As far as YouTube goes, like, we're going to be keeping this just rolling weekly, every Friday. Now I've come down to 1 video a week. 2 was a lot, I'm not going to lie. I'm still going to mix the odd one in there every now and then to maybe make it 2. But yeah, just keep following along, guys, and appreciate all the questions. That's the episode for this week. make sure you hit that subscribe button. Like I said, if you're new here, it automatically enters you into like a raffle, or I'm gonna choose someone just at random, one of my subscribers, to get my game used NHL stick. So hit that subscribe button and you'll be entered into that. Once we hit 20K subscribers, share the page, guys. Let's try and grow this thing a bit. And you know, I want to give back to you guys as much as I can. So that's a nice little memento from me to you guys for saying thanks for your support. But again, life's short, guys. Go have yourself a great day out there. I got the lake here. I'm going to jump on the jet ski right now. So we'll see you next time. Peace.